Who doesn't love summer camps? No one can resist the promise of s'mores and swimming in the lakes and hours of exploration in the woods and nature. I want to welcome you to a retreat in the mountains of Mongolia, the magic. I am Tonya D, a holistic shaman, medium, and otherworldly life coach and subtle energetic surgeon. I'm extending an invitation for you to experience the serenity of Mongolia's majestic mountains, lush hills, relaxing in a peaceful atmosphere of a traditional Mongolian temple, surrounded by the warmth, the glow of the crackling bonfires. Join us for an unforgettable experience as we explore the ancient culture of Mongolia, wild horses, sand dunes, nomadic rituals, shamans, villages, the origins, exploring the beauty of Mongolia's unique landscape, discovering the power of living in the present moment. Check out the itinerary for this retreat at club.tonyad.tv/Mongolian retreat. The Magic of Mongolia retreat promises a bewitching brew of spine-chilling tales of the supernatural, everlasting bonds of friendship, gastronomic delights, impromptu serenades, brave adventures, moments that we're going to leave you forever enlightened. Sign up today. Space is limited for only a few heartfelt magical beings, and I'll see you on the other side coming August. Inshallah and Ashe. Blessings to you. I'm super excited about Mongolia, but divine will's blessings to you and through you, 371 plus magical energetic beings. So when each of you refers just one galactic friend, we hit the 777, spirit to spirit to spirit. So share the excitement with your friends and other like-minded musers, be it passionately charming like the snake month that we're in. The momentum is on. It creates that domino effect. And the key ingredient truly is other energetic beings, virtual musers in the galaxy. Either way, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me on this Memorial Day, a memorial, a memoir. The world in between. It's as if the atmosphere is floating around the letters and the codes, messages coming in from the outer world or the other world, outer space. So just know to be grateful for who you are today. Truly be grateful. Be in your authenticity every day, quite honestly. Gratitude. It's kind of interesting. I've been seeing a lot of gratitude stuff, and I'm like, how come we're just not there organically? But with that, go ahead and hit the white rabbit. It's the only way to make certain that this algorithm is going to give you the nutritional quotient, the juice that your soul so deserves. Cleansing the mental field of how we think about ourselves or what we think about, thoughts percolating about who we are. Our thoughts, our solar plexus, mental clarity, the administration channel, our way of thinking about who we are has the choreography to really transform, seeing ourselves through a new set of eyes, a panoramic view, the way Creator sees us, the other world. Our gift and our purpose is online, so hopefully you're marrying the thoughts around your faith, your gift and your purpose, merging them together as forces to combine one, generating forces, right? Not degenerating, but it does depend. Usually, often, they don't always make sense to each other, really, right? But our intuition, generally, the crown is built on faith along with the soul's harmonic and who we are. Our thoughts will always be there to question it, staying curious and questioning everything in the physical, the matter, the realm, energy to matter. The goal is to really get there and get the two together, to have a conversation, building a foundation at the cosmic round table, becoming stronger, and having an intuitive, gifted mindset, telepathy. And because our intuitive gifts, our higher self, being intuitively aware, are coagulating, collaborating. First, even the smallest insight thought that seems to be random is actually very significant. This happened to me at about 3 a.m. this morning. So having faith in who you are, that your intuition is just as sharp and fine-tuned, crispy, clear, focused as your mind. So it's a day to enhance our communication, our gift, our purpose within those higher realms, even aligning ourselves with more self-love. We always need that divine pour, and ancient wisdom, possibly even having a spiritual awakening. So really getting intimate with who you are, the gift of life, the intimacy of living life. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. I almost said my dojo. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do organically, naturally. Go ahead and hit that white rabbit on YouTube, Tonya D. You're watching my channel. Even my Musing with Tonya D podcast, the season of the witches, has been so much fun. But being that we're in the season of Gemini, the solar plexus, we also have the Shaman's portal and the crown center aligned. But before I go any further, once again, let's give a shout out to my village, the tribe, excelling and growing. Gratitude, truly, Ashe and blessings. New peeps entering the community, being a part of the show, subscribers and all. A validation. I love to give a validation of a voice of acknowledgement, welcoming you, new friends and guests, welcoming you to the show. I am imagining the angel numbers of subscribers for my channel, Gemini season, the 555, so stay curious there, hitting the goal story really of spirit to spirit to spirit, my inspirited intention, creating a village of musers, angel numbers. Are you in? So share with your friends, like-minded groups and whatnot. It really does take a tribe, a village beyond like-mindedness, honestly, to choreograph the stage to really change the world, changing our stars. And of course, those of you that do tune in and have been part of my journey since the very beginning or watch the replay later on whatever timeline by design you're on. As always, Ashe and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. Gratitude journeys both ways, right? We should just honestly just be in that state, that frequency. And if you do feel like you need a message for your day, sharing is another way of just paying it forward. So just comment that. You could also find me, of course, on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and thank you so much for saving and sharing my reels. I do see them. That is also, I just want to say gratitude and blessings to you as well, by the way. And remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes by divine design, we need an otherworldly life coach assistant, myself included. When we have these energetic hiccups, we're at a crossroads to get us out of our own magical way so that our light shines brighter. The daily snippet, what's this all about? The cosmic insights, the planets, the elementals of the galaxy doing their cosmic dance. By design, I do follow the lunar energies of the moon through the seasons and also the gates in human design. I do not have a gate activated today, but for the season of Gemini, it's all about the solar plexus being online. It's mental clarity, administration, data entry, thoughts percolating and bubbling, being mindful of our inner world, the voice, the dialogue inside of ourselves, self-esteem, being overly optimistic, yellow like the sun, or a yellow rose. Take my Change Your Stars quiz to find out your intuitive gift order or psychic ability, whatever you want to call it. I always see Gemini as curiosity and questioning everything. It could be because I am one, but it's traveling the neighborhood, the third house, communication, things that go on in the neighborhood. So it's like, who's the ruler of your third house? Where's your natal Mercury floating around? And the 4 pillars of Chinese astrology, the destiny, the elementals of the day. I really came across this because I do an energetic skincare line that's based on really like beauty is health made visible. Whatever's going on within the body is actually going to show up at the level of the skin. The skin is very reflective, along with the energy centers and even the meridians, the pathways. And I like to bring in the energetic fields. I just feel and sense that nothing physically really lands in the body until it's gone through all the subtle energetic fields first and into the energy centers. Then I feel like sometimes it hits the meridians and then does the dance on the organs or the structure. That's just my perspective. But as a reflector, I'm always asking myself, am I in the right time with the right place? That's why I don't go live the same time every day. I'm kind of on my own timeline. Or am I with the right people in the right time and place? The situations, right? Or what am I seeing that nobody else can see? That happens quite frequently. And also, what's the movement that I'm creating? And what is the solution within that movement that I am creating? Little topsy-turvy-ish there. So if you are curious how you too can utilize the elementals off-grid or on this grid, join me in the Rising of the Origins. This is a 5-day free immersion that I do twice a year to inspire a perspective that you may not have seen in them. But the key, honestly, is trusting our intuition, setting our foundation, gift and spirit. But take my quiz, Change Your Stars, super fun anyway, if you are curious about your intuitive gifts and how to utilize them. Some of them may just be literally otherworldly, out-of-body energetic centers that light a stage. They light up a different stage. But with our solar plexus online for the season of Gemini, we do have the Shaman's portal today along with the crown center. I think everything's by divine design, just saying. Because our intuitive gift, our spiritual connection, and subconscious energy. So this is a vision center that's more about black, white, and gray. Usually, often it is, all merging together. It says spirit is like divinely coordinating things. And we are naturally, organically, I would say originally, the origins, picking up on tunes, frequencies, messages, words, maybe thought forms that may normally be kind of blocked beneath our everyday reality on that surface. But the divine connection swirling within our solar plexus, the way we communicate this connection to our spiritual self, our higher self, our Sira, what we look like on the other side, our intuitive self, I'd say really just divine connection. But this is an energy where our soul is communicating to us and through us, the imaginal realm, the shaman's portal, the mystic empathy that we all have, the oracle and the matrix, at least for me. So ideas might just pop in your mind. You might have that radical aha moment. Seriously, that's what happened to me at 3 a.m. Just saying, it's probably around 3:30, doesn't really matter. But sometimes it's rational, sometimes it's irrational, sometimes it's so imaginal you cannot even like put your finger on it. That's going to assist us in finding a more aligned panoramic view, an otherworldly perspective with all the things that are happening in our village, around us, in our world, within that space. It's like getting part of the memo is to see what your mind thinks about your soul and your intuitive thoughts, your spiritual divine connection. Meditation and prayer, just having that universal, especially on a day like today. Does your mind respond to your intuition as imagination, the imaginal realm, or do you kind of disregard those spontaneous ideas and thoughts that are percolating? It's like source is like giving us a truth serum, if you will, the divine source connection. It's kind of how that feels. So learning to really mash this together in the cosmic soup, along with understanding this intuitive gifting, all going through the cosmic swirl together. Now, every one of our energetic centers has an intuitive gift. It's not just all about vision, third eye, crown, or the voice, the hearing sister. We've got other energetic centers that are online by divine design that we could actually call in and utilize at any given moment. For example, if you're not manifesting to the degree you wish to manifest, ground into your root center, call in red, activate that baby, know you're safe, know you're secure, and then hit on your sacral. Just pounce on it a little bit. Energetically is kind of what I'm seeing, like pouncing, like a pouncy ball. And activate that. Get your feelings like in alignment with your safety and your security, and just really feeling the cosmic bliss. But today, sitting at the Cosmic Round Table, we do have divine design. So you might get your intuitive guides and psychic abilities, your guardians of your galaxy online in the imaginal realm. You might see some fairies, some otherworldlies, just saying, just an idea. But there's this connection to our intuitive voice, seeing what our intuition is trying to actually validate, speak to us or through us, or actually listening to our intuitive voice, our spiritual dialogue. It might just be a new story, a new narrative. So this connection to spirit, our psychic intuition, our higher self, the mystical realm, the imaginal, the imagination, is really offering us a doorway into a higher panoramic view about how we begin to start treating ourselves, and even how we respond to those words of who we really are. So being compassionate in our thinking and really considering all of the psychic ideas and intuitive beliefs, if you will, that are really flowing and coming to you. All these thoughts that are percolating and bubbling, it really come down the shaman's portal into the crown center and possibly land in the solar plexus. But I would definitely be writing them down, journaling. I did that this morning, 3:30, back to that again. So you may be experiencing a spiritual lesson, like really getting the memo around how you're kind of wrapping your mind around all of this, the way we even make decisions, managing the flow over time and space. Either way, choose a spiritual gifted intention, an inspirited heart, and allow spirit to be the mystic messenger for how you continue to make decisions for yourself over the next year or further. So the intention for today is truly to connect with our intuition along with our mystical foundation through the imaginal realm, the shaman's portal, the 8th energetic center, and observe what you are picking up and integrating that wisdom in the way you think about yourself, about who you are, and the way you use that voice, the way the voice speaks to you and through you. What's the feeling you get? Another directive is how forgiving we are with like the logical side of ourselves. you know, and just calling in the divine connection. I'm just saying connecting with the word love. And observe if you hold in those harsh thoughts, harsh mama judgment about ourselves, self-sabotage. And if you are more self-compassionate to yourself, self-loving, forgiving, mercy, etc. And just really encompassing and engaging our spiritual aspect, the spiritual side of who we are, and maybe detaching from the physical, the world's judgments. I always go back to inshallah, divine wills, but also may peace be upon us. I get that from Article, by the way. That was my deep dive during the experience, just saying. So just a few announcements while you're tuning in. The full strawberry moon will be on the highway very soon. And also, I still have the Rising of the Origins coming up this week. So this little episode may be a little longer than normal on this mystical Monday. But the Rising of the Origins, again, is emergent. I do twice a year. It's 5 days. It's free. It begins June 1st, this Thursday. If you're in, it's all about setting the stage. It's our gift and our purpose, the elementals. And I combine the elementals with the subtle energetic centers, all 12, discovering your gift and your purpose, which gets you in divine alignment, and so much more. But also this week, I do have my audio room artist, Avram Weiss, Why Men Are So Scared of Women. It was actually a fascinating interview, I must say. So be sure to tune into that. The Season of the Witches on Musing with Tonya D podcast. You can just Google that, or be sure to comment below in the show notes your favorite audio room artist, your audio medicine room. Musing with Tonya D podcast on my website, Apple, Spotify. I'm kind of all over the place. Just let's be real. I should probably shrink wrap that down a little bit. I am still doing the mystery guest on Sundays on my personal, I'm going back to this one. It's actually called The Rising of the Origins, the private group that I have on Facebook. But I do a mystery guest, a 4 pillars chart in a private community. So if you need assistance for your elemental foundation, your useful element, that's actually what I choreograph and what I use. And then I add some spice to that. But I do have Soliciting Solitude that's also on the highway from Mother's Day, the Divine Feminine, for sale, or a savings, I should say, buy one, get one free. This offer also ends Wednesday at midnight. And so I just giving you a shout out for that. And then I do cowrie shell divinations. Hang on to see if I can, oh boy, I did that, great. So cowrie shell divinations, this is an art of divination brought to the West by Elder Malidoma Somé. I'm a protege, a student of his. And now he's in the other world, so the transitionary and the conversations are just a little different, more of the subtle realm. I also offer one-on-one support sessions, if you will. If you're having that energetic hiccup, or you're feeling the nudge, probably kicking and screaming for a session. That's usually what happens to us. But I also have, in case you weren't aware, I do online offerings. This is the Energy Body Demystified. I think this is a great foundational offer. If you're new to energy medicine, healing yourself first, it really is a beginner's journey. And then I dive into what's called Change Your Stars. I believe we are all on a spiritual walk of fame. We all have a star, and that dives in deeper, takes you down a different kind of rabbit hole, I should say, but it's fantastic. And then from there we go to Uncover Secrets of the Otherworld and Voices of the Otherworld, which are probably my very favorite. I talk about my near-death experience, life and death, and how we truly need to descend all the way before we worry about ascending, embodying the body that we're in. However, I do find that we do need a foundation to really understand the energies. I mean, I've been doing this a long time and I'm still learning something new, which is fantastic. And again, Mongolia. Mongolia is on the highway, so if your soul's nudging you, calling you for an indigenous spiritual adventure, getting to the origins out in nature. This is more of a nature walk. This is not a luxury getaway, but it is a getaway, and it is a luxurious one. It's just a little different. Space is limited, and the price also goes up Wednesday at midnight too. So that's kind of super fantastic. Now, today's going to be a little long. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go through all the cards because I don't know what's going to happen for me once my rising immersion starts. So just giving you a heads up there. But on the elemental highway, we do have a Yin Fire Pig of a day. So we do have spirit online. This is our inner spirit. I would definitely go to my ancestor altar, especially this being Memorial Day, and honor those that have really fought for our freedoms. Maybe ponder what it means to be free. There's an ancestor in our lineage that really created this for us. And Yin Fire is a candle flame, a kindling fire. I'm going to actually go light my candles at my ancestor frame and possibly go see my mother up at her new home. But it's warm, it's enthusiastic, it's being seen as charming, charismatic. And we've had this energy really all month, but we've got more of it today. But the pig is the birth of nature, and the rabbit is the direction of nature. This is the east. So there's more transformation coming, feeding these fires, possibly inside of us. It's the inner fire. And the intuition, water is power to a fire day. So the charisma, it's charismatic leadership, and the water reflects the flow. The light shines upon it. And yang wood is a fantastic, innovative resource for our day as well. But yin fire is an ally. They're sitting right next door to each other. Where the snake's a competitor. It's an energy that kind of may take our ideas, our nurturing gifts, and possibly kind of rip the rug out from underneath us. But we do have a mountain in the snake, which is how we create or we perform. It's more stable, it's nurturing. Remember, we go to the mountain to tell the mountain our secrets. The mountain doesn't come to us. It may be a little bit radical in our stability, however, like the tower crumbling. I don't know, it kind of feels like that. But the yang metal is wealth, created assets from our ability to be that charismatic leader. So I'm saying go out and shine your light today. And yin water is the outer world in an effort to control us. It's our passions, being overly passionate, soothing the flames. It's not really dimming our light. We got too much fire for that. But it is calming us down. It's giving us peace, inner peace and outer peace, the yin to the yang. And the rabbit energy, that's a resource, feeding the snake. You know, I guess you could get kind of an idea of the snake having the rabbit for lunch. Kind of morbid, but kind of what I'm envisioning. The snake and the pig actually clash because big water, big fire. So this would be an energy of who we are and our parents or family, like how we're seen on the stage of our world, our ancestors, it's our family actually. And metal and earth, that would be assets to our day, doing something nurturing to our soul. So this reminds me of meditation, breath work, going for a hike. So yeah, something like that, getting into the flow, getting out in nature. That's kind of what I'm seeing. But yeah, earthing and metal. I would even do a sigil with stones, offering to the earth and maybe some flowers and stuff. Be creative, have some fun. And the messages of the day, I actually went with the shadowscapes. I love them because it's ethereal, it's Celtic, it's mystical, it's magical. It's all the things that I aspire to be within myself. But for this week's lineup, it's actually... I will say it's actually fairly long, so you're going to be here for a minute. But either way, it's going to be fantastic. So today, we've actually got the 10 of Pentacles, which I'm loving. It's about trusting and loving what we're creating, our manifestations, as they are actually taking form. It's otherworldly, so that tells me they are taking form. But she's covered in layers of silk, along with gold pieces of just magnificent jewelry, gems. With just the outfits, she's showing off her wealth along with maybe some ostentatiousness, that masks that sometimes we put on for society about, you know, being well off, the rich life. It reminds me of, the societies, the higher societies. Always looking for ways to kind of withdraw or evade the dragon. That's what I love about this. Like we got all kinds of things in these cards. You could stare at them, meditate on for days and still get something new and different. But this is the dragon's hoarding the wealth. It reminds me of oh good Lord, rings, something of the rings. Don't quote me on this one. My brain just went off circuit. But the winds are the spring, the elementals, their secrets surrounding the woods. The trees are wrapped in the roots, rooting in the trees. They're tightly in gold. They're in I want to say embedded in gold below, covered with leaves, kind of shielding the dragon's eye, if you will. So the world is like this colorful frames. It reminds me of stained glass windows, worlds of art and wealth. So she's kind of holding a peach. I don't know if you can tell, that's a peach. And that's a Chinese symbol for immortality and prosperity. But being a traditionalist, it's based really on established norms and standards, like what society tells us versus what our heart beacons to. But she understands this better than anybody else because it was made through rules that made it possible for her to actually reach this social status. There was no random luck here, but she's also a model out into the world. So along with the colorful stained glasses that are surrounding her, stained glass windows create kind of these, my client used to create those skilled, those stained glass windows, and oh my gosh, time and space. But that's very artistic, creative artisans, There's a variety of different ways to be artists, whether it's writing, painting, science, math. There's so much we can utilize to be creative, and we're all creative. But its appearance is a result of kind of the long work. It's a process. It's working towards the end goal. It's something that we're going towards. It's nature. Nature is always in transition and transforming. But she, in the card, she knows how she got where she's at. The hard work is like paying off the hard work. But the Ten of Pentacles really shows inheritance. It's wealth, the inheritance of wealth. It's reaching our financial desires. It's the securities down, the foundation, the stability of the luxury, just knowing that we should really be grateful and cherish luxury and luck as it's coming towards us. That's kind of the outcome. People want to receive in the material world, which is really a result of kind of a long-term effort. And then one day the tree bears fruit. That's the reward. It's the conclusion. It's coming to the end game. And then the grade, the energy, the frequency, vibration, it's the ability for each and every one of us. It gives ourselves more of a sustainable sustenance position in life and a benefit, not just for ourselves, but whoever's under our tree of life. So this is really about prosperity, abundance, success. It's coming towards us. That's how I see otherworldly cards, as things coming towards us. But it's money, wealth, stability, reminds me of the young earth, the mountains, financial support, inheritance, a legacy, family events, which makes sense for a day like today. But so it's a really positive sign. It's material expectations. Things are going to be met, like come to I don't want to say an end goal, but a meeting point, if you will, something possibly otherworldly that we may have never thought about, didn't know how it was coming. But it really is about everything being extremely kind of advantageous in an ostentatious way. But it's insurance, it's safety, it's just things are coming together, all the requirements, everything we need, all the ingredients. So it's telling the story of celebration, being happy, being grateful for a variety of things, whether it's your financial situations, relationships, whatever it is, health. We never really appreciate our health until we don't have it anymore. Just really making sure that we really authentically do our best and that we share what we have to those that may be feeling or validating. Maybe they feel a little less fortunate, so you're kind of giving them a little bump. It's even just some kind of advice for somebody who really needs some comfort, creature comforts, knowing we all reap what we sow. So it really is a message of diversity and abundance, and that all things are actually coming towards us and for us. So yeah, it doesn't really apply to financial increase, but it's the satisfaction of getting, reaping what we sow, the values. But I kind of see it as inheritance or winning the lottery, just saying. Something about a business, generations. Inheritance kind of feels like that. It's like the foundation of even trust funding is kind of what's coming as well, where you've got income streaming. A lottery ticket with all the cards I pulled today, just so you know. But it is stability in life. It's a symbol of that. It's just positive things for yourself and family members, community, the village. Super excited about that. And then Tuesday, let me take a breath and a pause. I should have grabbed my coffee because, I need more of that. Just kidding. Talented Tuesday, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And I love this card, but it's also a 10 in the major. So this, again, is more loving and trusting. It's manifestations bring the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm telling you, I'm feeling like a lottery winner already. The Wheel of Fortune is like weaving of the threads of life, intertwined, fate, turning points, movement, transformation. Even the framework and the cycle, a world connected together, really does remind me of the elemental realm and how everything just works together. I love this card for a variety of reasons. It's very decorative. It even's got a portal on it. There's so much juice in it. It too has a stained glass window wrapped around the wheel. There's some golden threading. There's no beginning or end point. Even in the Greek legends, there are 3 women who hold destiny. So this is kind of like fate too. They're responsible for kind of spinning, weaving the web of people's destinies from the moment that we're actually born. So there's kind of no wonder that fate really is the spinner. I'm seeing the spinning wheels because the wheel of fortune is kind of a metaphor for the unpredictable movement in our lives. It's the up and downs of the wheels. It's a cycle of life. If the door of the world is nearly closed, sometimes you feel like the tower is crumbling. There's no hope. So it's kind of time to kind of step back, climb into our bodies, look at the overview of the picture, if you will. So fate can be reversed in a positive direction as well. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about improvement, opportunity, doors opening, things that are developing that are very important. Maybe they're rapid, destiny, happenings. It's the evolution of the ups and downs of our fate, things that are fated. Great fortune in the game of, I would say, game of life or chance, the lottery, maybe a new vehicle, even karma, positive. But the planet linked to this message is actually Jupiter, which is also the planet of opportunity, growth, success, expansion. And where is it? Oh, right now it's in the manifestation zone. Manifesting everything we touch turns to gold or weaves itself to gold. So the Wheel of Fortune has a variety of positive meanings. It could be in our business. Businesses are flourishing. Even though possibly there was no hope before, it's like opening that door. And it really shows a transition between the fortunes of our lives. What you have been doing, are doing, is going to bring those achievements that you're going to actually pat yourself on the back for, be worth like being proud of yourself. It even symbolizes our luck getting even better than ever before. Even if we were to consider the negative aspect, it might even signal that our fortunes may be kind of coming to a little closure. Maybe we have a hiccup. It just depends on the circumstances and the other messages. I don't really see that because it's all, because the other messages are pretty exciting. But it is otherworldly, so you might have a relationship hiccup, I guess, a breakup. And if you're in love, maybe you need to have a conversation. Listen to your soul instead of what other people are speaking to. Sometimes they're a reference point, but they're not in alignment with who you are. So, don't let that influence your relationship. A lot of people do that. I don't know where that came from. But the image is mysterious. It's this lucky giant wheel. It's surrounded by creatures like angels, eagles, lions, virtues. I think there's even some butterflies. But these creatures, these otherworldlies, they carry very different frequency, energy, vibrations. They have like wings, like dreams within ourselves. So just knowing that this is a message for Tuesday coming up, I feel like it really means that luck is about to come. And perhaps it will come again and happen again, knowing that we should really enjoy life to its fullest, because this may just be the last moment to fully capture those moments in the now. And because it is very likely that this is the last series of luck, maybe you can like tune into it. It comes at the present moment. The wheel of time always rotates. It's always moving. And the lack of betting or luck, on a lottery or luck like that just might happen. So it's kind of like destiny is going to come, but it is an opportunity and a destiny for us to open the door. And then on Wednesday, told you this was going to be a long one. You can't make this shift up. On Wizardy Wednesday, we have the Fool, the Zero. It's the all and the nothingness. So we've got options. Pluto, which is actually on holiday, but at the 0 degree as well in Aquarius. So everything starts with a whisper, a voice, a subtle voice, a melody, gradually slowing down, penetrating deep into our thoughts. It's like inviting us to come here, whispering to us. And we're not hearing it, right? We're forgetting it until that one day where the song suddenly sounded more very, very, very clear with clarity. So the melody is like it's exploding inside of us. And the melody becomes overwhelmed and flooding into our mind, right? So this is like the rhythm, the bustling, the charming, and infatuation. Something so much, where it's like you cannot push it away from you. So it's kind of urging us to be irresistible. So where's this place? Where's this time? And our heart wavering. So, there's an answer inside of us. This is listening to our gift and our purpose. So the Fool has come along this week, traveling from far away before arriving. It does remind me of the journeyman in the Fae, just saying, but it's the highest part of the world. But the journey truly begins sensing everything within ourselves. Maybe we're tiptoeing. Maybe we're taking a breath. Maybe we're actually at the tight grip of the winds. We're trying to hang on to the winds of change. So the moment right before we make that reckless, radical decision, so that's when our heart gets excited, the strength of the hundreds of winds and wings, struggling to find our freedom from outside. Usually it's our caged ego, caging the ego. And that's when we realize it's an area where we need to grow those wings and leave. It's like I see the God Atlas shrugging off our shoulders. It's not our job to carry the world upon our shoulders, but leaving, changing, transformation. So there's a moment maybe where we have a weak whisper, a voice inside of ourselves coming from deep within our bones. It's kind of to be gentle with ourselves. Maybe you're afraid to back up. Maybe you keep going forward further than you could ever see. So just standing on the top of the tower, but this is coming towards us. And the pigeons, I don't know if you can see them. They're white, so that's also spiritual connection. So maybe it's just time for, like, we're making the next step. But the fox is kind of observing everything. So this is an animal that manifests cleverness, right? Foxes are very clever, and they can't help but understand thoroughly about a fool on any aspect. It's very curious and questioning everything. So sometimes you can't comprehend all the things, especially if it's a desperate, hopeful dance. And that's kind of what this feels like. So who truly is the fool? Is it her that's stepping into the unknown with the choice of a seemingly lack of thought, limited thoughts, or dissipated? Or is it the fox because it was so sure to believe the truth created by the inner thoughts, kind of percolating? So, this is it's a symbol for new beginnings, adventure, having some passion. It really does remind me of the journeyman. It's like, fools rushing in. It's unconcerned. We're acting without thinking. We're obeying this very instinctive call. So like the fool, you too can stand on the cliff of intention, heading towards the abyss, the unknown, the wide green space open endlessly, go out into a meadow. Nothing could fill the gap between the broad sky, the clouds, and the deep down desires. Maybe you will experience the forgotten stupidity by a terrible recklessness. I always reflect on my 20s. Oh my gods, right? I should say, oh my goddess. An action or a wild soul of an adventure, great faith, just knowledge, streaming in intuition, leading us to an upcoming time where maybe less opportunities are always there for those who seek them. I always like hone in on one, maybe two. Otherwise, they become dissipated. So the fool's image is a young person who's free to walk towards whatever. It really is the journeyman, going on a journey with no whims about it. Only wearing, your white cloths, I guess, or getting your little stick and it reminds me of the journeyman. Sorry, I'm going back to that one. But getting out into the world and just taking it by storm. So following even after, the doves and the pigeons. So that's, again, just the spirit of more freedom, where the fox is the cleverness. They're all going to help our little journey person go on the journey. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And the clouds, when was the last time that you sat and stared at clouds and saw all the little beings there? So just pay attention to the image along with the three monkeys. There's a lot happening in this card. And even the monkeys are kind of like they're characters. My dad's actually a monkey, born the year of the monkey, I should say. I think he's got it on the hour of the day too, just saying. But they're always doing funny, curious, exciting things. But just embracing all the things, the beauty, the charm, the motivation. So this really is about just being spontaneous, opportunities, experience, unexpected solutions, starting points. I see the element of surprise, something original, and having an open mind and an open heart. That's kind of what I'm getting for that as well. But the planet that corresponds to this card is actually Uranus, which is freedom, innovation, rebellion, reform, but it's in the season of manifestation. So I can kind of see that all percolating, going out on an adventure somewhere unknown, and just knowing your manifestation, like trusting and having faith on whatever that is, whether it's a road trip, going on a journey, something that you haven't thought of doing before, the element of surprise. So Just knowing that the Fool is here, it could even show us a very exciting, totally strange challenge for us out into the world. And it's kind of like recklessness in a way, just going to an unknown place and just really experiencing life, the intimacy of living life, getting intimate with living life and those unlimited possibilities. It's an opportunity for life to bring us a message and lead us to success. Sometimes it's like a premonition. It's like a major step in our life, but it also, it's about our desires and how we cope with those desires and motivation to just step forward and reach for the sky, the abyss, and not be afraid. Dare to be different. Dare to think something differently, something otherworldly, and just knowing that we can achieve always what we're looking for if we just hone in on that frequency, energy, vibration. And then for excitement on Thursday, tantalizing Thursday, we have the Three of Cups. So this is like believing in our feelings and manifesting a feeling. Jupiter in Taurus. Manifesting our feelings. I'm also seeing the North Nodes all of a sudden, so that's hilarious. They might be at 3 degrees on this day. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But just knowing that there's a song that resides within the abyss of the ocean. This is the fluidity. It's the watery realm. You know, when you think about in a whole nother world that lives in the waters, right? The echoes of the whales, the dolphins, all the things that are immersed in the ocean, a melody that's so very different. I actually wrote a book called The Universe Moved Me. It was kind of about this otherworldly garden, if you will, another worldly world that comes to this world. They get moved around, etc. Needs to be edited, but mermaids, the deep sea, they all wait to come from the abyss, and this is where they gather. They feel the signals vibrating, each wave, the corners of the sea, the voices of the mermaids. Just it's a web of weavingness, I guess, an oceanic web weaving, and the water surface. There's joy, there's all these beings that are there from the sea, creatures, and all the things. It's just a great song, a melody. That's kind of what I see. The creatures kind of in the sea together, doing their own elegant dance and just rippling through the waves and the crests and echoing their gift and purpose into the paradise of the world, I guess. Singing, dancing, celebrating. That's what this message is all about. Friendships, it's an access point, receiving help from others, building, developing a tribe, a village, a community with spirit. So this is really about, again, it's kind of the same as today, and the Wheel of Fortune, reunion, gathering, prosperity, feast, fortune, happiness, even pregnancy, gestation, achieving, and healing. But water, it's fluidity. So maybe there's a reunion this week, a reunion with your family members, or a work party or something like that, a celebration. Somebody who you haven't been in contact with for a moment. That's where the reunion comes in. It's a very optimistic card as well. But just knowing that we got to find balance between our work life, our play life, our family, our own commitments, friendships, relationships, and just being in that balance, that harmony. So this is when people are more willing to really assist the people around us and receive. It's receivership. So it's the collective of all of the elements of the week, and it's got different energy, frequency, vibration, perspective. But the Hierophant is a whole nother message within the message, where the Three of Pentacles is more about teamwork, and the Three of Cups is all about the emotions. So all the cups are about emotions and feelings. I kind of see them as the moon, and the moon is in Libra, so it's really kind of is a balancing act. But this is happiness. It's good news. It's a party, victory, celebration. It really does show that success is kind of the main topic. Good things are coming, I would say, flowing to our future. So if you're feeling stuck, it's about getting into the flow, reconciling. That way you can celebrate and have a ceremony. It's like tidying up those loose ends. It's kind of like being hopeful, wishful. Yeah, so it's about joy. I see the joy molecules percolating, but it does carry an opposing side as well. So I just don't like going there. I prefer the optimistic venue, just hanging on to celebration and fulfillment, enjoying life, having a happy time. That's kind of what I'm seeing for this whole week. I'm just saying that. And other people being in the village, supporting each other, solution driven versus problem instigated. So our final message comes for Fantastic Friday, and I got to move this over here so I can get to my card. And on Fantastic Friday, we've got the devil wears Prada, and that's 15. So this is reciprocity, receiving thoughts, loving thoughts is kind of what I see with this, and being open to receive those loving thoughts, communication from the world of spirit. You might have your telepathy on, your hearing sister, but just watching the surroundings. She's hidden. She doesn't, I don't know if you can see the little person. I wish I had a little thingy. I don't. But there's a little person that's kind of locked in. The devil's on top of her. She's imprisoned, and she can't even see that she's got a way out. She doesn't even realize that there's beauty there. She's kind of snuggled in. She's kind of shackled in around herself. Maybe she's wrapped in her own weakness. I don't know. But the key to liberation is very close. She actually has the key. There's a wishing well. She could get out. It's just about, like, you know, the little animals around her trying to wake her up, screaming. I think that's a crow over there. I'm not sure. But she's closed off to the voice of the outside world. And the devil's infatuated. That's all that's left. So that's all she can hear is the devil's dancing above her, controlling her, suppressing her. So it's kind of, it does remind me of the devil wears Prada. It's temptations, but just dancing and laughing and fear. It's allowing that to flow. So there's kind of this domination of addiction, slavery, being stuck in the material kingdom. Maybe we're overly indulging in passions. Maybe we are staying in the shadows. Maybe we're feeling limited in our choices. And the devil does play tricks on the desires, right? The temptations and freedom, not treating ourselves, you know. It really is material bonds. It's those temptations. And the devil is about pessimism, darkness, assuming, selfishness, greed. I don't know. Maybe we do win the lottery and then we become overly crazy, critical, greedy. I don't know. Maybe we're getting rotten. I just am seeing all this craziness. So there's a lot of detail in the crown of the lover. But then you're going to see in the devil that it's this imprisoned woman where the couple was immersed in love and they're giving up everything for love. But this one is giving up love to have the power and the greed. So that's kind of why she's in the wall of confinement. Are we overly working? Are we detached? Are we broken from love space, I guess? We're not wanting to see. We're just kind of too focused on the power, greed, not seeing ourselves. So it's kind of interesting how this week went. But I'm staying optimistic. I think this is a great message for us as well. Gratitude is what's coming up for me. The power of ambition, maybe that's coming towards us. Maybe we're exchanging our heart for a different method of seeing something. Maybe we're embodying a lit up heart, fire. Maybe we're becoming more confident. Maybe we know, maybe we're just loving ourselves more. So just understanding and learning our desires and being clever, following our dreams and our wishes, and seeing the fine detail. Maybe we're realizing that the temptation, we're aware of it. There's no reason to feel lonely and lost. So it's kind of, we're being asked to kind of look up. Are we going to be the victim or are we going to be the devil? So even knowing that we are wise enough to be in the middle, maybe of something temptation, something tempting us, maybe what we're going for isn't like what our heart wants. I don't know. I'm just saying that out loud. But this has created success. It will. However, we can't be heartless. So the image on the devil kind of indicates the longer the woman lives with this, where she's at, the closer she gets to the devil, and then she becomes less humane, right? We lose our light over time. So it kind of does make us feel a little more tormented or empty. Our ambitions are too high. We're striving for goals. Maybe we're not listening to our heart. That's kind of what the message is tune into our heart space. Maybe we're trying to follow something that's only going to bring us more frustration. Maybe we get depressed. So it can be a vicious cycle. I would just say be heart-centric at the end of the week, knowing we do carry a lot of energy, frequency, vibration, ambition, and we can release the feeling and, start percolating. So freeing ourselves from our obstacles and just reviewing our living style. Maybe we've got a personal desire that we really need to wake up. Maybe we're feeling tortured mentally, that we're not going to reach our desires, our dreams. Maybe our dreams do wake up. Maybe we're getting frustrated dreaming, getting nothing because nothing's working around us. Maybe we've got some unhealthy habits we've got to break. So it's kind of a suggestion that maybe we need to do something different, learn how to let go so we can change our living style, our lifestyle, something that awakens our confidence. Just do what you think is right and identify it, whatever that is for you. Just being positive brings positivity creatively. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm sensing, feeling. Tune into your emotions. I think the moon's actually going to be in Scorpio on this day, so that's going to be fantastic, just saying that out loud. But I would affirm that I am divinely connected to Source, upgrading the voice inside of me. I would actually maybe connect with an ancestor, being that it's a memoir kind of day. It is a memoir day. I do have a busy week with the immersion this week, so be sure to join. Reflect back here with the messages for the week, but absolutely join me in the Rising of the Origins. It's going to be galactic amazing, just saying so. And as always, I'll see you on the other side, possibly Friday, but I don't know. I've kind of got a wild week, ladies and gents. But I'll see you on the other side either way. Ashe, blessings.
Actually, I have a quote here from a woman who was in a workshop I did about men's fears of women that will explain it very well to you. She said, I understand that my husband has not been ignoring, dismissing, or hurting me out of a lack of respect, as I suspected, but that he's scared. He's scared to hurt me, scared to mess up with me, scared to not be enough. I had honestly never imagined that he was scared and that I was so profoundly important to him that he was constantly terrified I would leave him. So that woman has had as big a change of view and perspective as her partner, if not more so. And so one of the things that some couples have told me they're doing, which I really like, is they're reading the book together. They read a chapter at a time, and after each chapter, they don't go ahead until they've had a chance to talk about it.